This truck, Bigfoot 4, is set up to crush and pull.
All right, forward man, there you go! Get in
The Bigfoot family began with 4 brothers, Bigfoot 1 through 4, each tuned for a special job. Bigfoot 1, with 1,000 horsepower, is the star of hill climbs and brute power events. Then there's Ms. Bigfoot, a 1985 Ford Ranger. This dainty monster's smaller size, coupled with a 750 horsepower engine, makes her a unique competitor. Finally, there's the newest member of the monster family, the Ford Aerostar. One thing they all have in common is an appetite for 118-octane racing fuel.
Fill it up with gas and you get 118 octane, check the oil.
What do you say we check the oil, boss?
For car crushing, you need power and strength up here in the axles. 5-ton military housings at $7,500 a pop take the beating when this 14,000-pound monster comes down. Now, you add to that 14 shocks, 4 $2,000 custom wheels, and hey, you're ready to roll. Or rather crush in a $150,000 monster truck.
You didn't get that first idea sitting in traffic by any chance, did you?
No. The car crush, one of my employees, my partner when I went into business, Jimmy Kramer, and I just went out in a lot one time to see what it would do on 2 cars, and we run over some cars and videotaped it, and we showed it in our shop. You know, it was promo for our shop. Promoter come in one time and saw it and says, "I want to see you do that in front of a crowd." And, it took us 6 months before we finally decided to do it in front of the crowd, but we did one time, and no matter what we do nowadays, everybody wants to see a car crash.
The view from behind the wheel of Bigfoot is unbelievable, is the only way to describe it. At first glance, the controls look pretty much like a regular truck, but there is one important difference. Bigfoot steers with all 4 wheels.
And the steering is all done hydraulically. A mechanical linkage could never hold up to the incredible strains produced by the huge tires.
Bob, 4-wheel steering must be pretty tricky.
No, Joe, it's really easy because you steer the front just like a regular vehicle with a steering wheel. That's normal. The rear is steered with that toggle switch on the door, and once you get the hang of which direction it steers, it's easy to drive.
Now, I know for any fan of Bigfoot, the biggest thrill of all would be to take it for a spin, so what do you say? Am I going to get a shot?
Let's go. Let's give it a shot.
All right.
The first thing you notice when you get behind the wheel is the incredible incredible power. Now, from inside the cab, the supercharged engine sounds like a nitro-burning dragster. Heat and oil pressure warning lights stare you in the face, and if your right foot stays heavy for too long, they're going to go off like a 4-alarm fire. Even with an automatic tranny with all that engine up front, starting out smoothly isn't easy. Slip into drive, touch the accelerator, you lurch forward like a freight train. This isn't the kind of truck where you can sip coffee and talk on the CB as you drive. The gearing is so low, if you take your foot out of the bucket for an instant, the huge tires will drag you down to a crawl. Then there's the four-wheel steering. The rear wheels turn hydraulically, but your brain is still looking for a steering wheel somewhere. It only takes some practice to get everything going the way you want it. But as long as nobody gets in your way, with a little practice, at least on an open field like this one, you can feel like a Bigfoot veteran in no time.
I'm ready to crunch some cars. Well, I'm sold. Driving this baby is as much fun as I've had driving since I first slipped behind the wheel. And I'll tell you something. Have one of these monster trucks parked in your driveway, and you'll really give those uppity yuppies something to think about.
Think about that time when you first went out into a packed stadium, and I bet it was packed, and you'd crush these cars for yourself, but never for a group. What was going on in your mind?
Well, you worry a lot about if it's going to go over, if you're going to have any problems, if there's truck's going to fail, if you're going to break an axle, if you're going to blow a tire out on the cars. You know, beforehand, I get nervous. I get very nervous. But once I get in the truck and start it up, then it's old hat. You know, you're comfortable behind. I'm comfortable behind the truck, and I can just go right over the cars. After it's done, you get the reaction from the crowd, and then you get another feeling.
We've seen a lot of monster trucks. All the rest are just an imitation.
And for Bob Chandler, there's no idle time. He's always thinking of new and innovative things for Bigfoot to do.
I get most of my ideas from driving down the road in a truck. When you're sitting in the hauler and you spend hours and hours just sitting there driving down the highway, your mind wanders and you come up with the weird ideas, and it seems like the weirder the idea, the better the people seem to like it. So.
And this is what it feels like to be in the driver's seat for a crush.
So you're just hanging on the steering wheel and you put your foot down on the throttle and you go flying through the air.
According to Bob, it's not all that dangerous if you're in the right truck, so don't try this with yours at home.
There are over 100 Bigfoot imitators on the monster truck circuit this year, but to his fans, Bigfoot will always be #1.
Damn right, boy, Bigfoot's a bad dude.
I love its tires and the way it looks and everything.
Well, it's just a big truck, and a lot of engineering and time and effort went into it, and it's fun to watch him crush them cars.
I'd love to get on it. I'd like to ride him just once.
Good.
I don't know how I'd get up there, but I'd like to. Yeah.
These days, Bigfoot is challenged by more than just crushing cars. The events require a combination of skills.